My tentative topic reads something like Colonialism, Space and Music, a case of reception and appreciation in Zimbabwe. Why am I looking at colonialism? The continent of Africa has been primarily colonized, for a long time, except for one country, Ethiopia, which has never been. And when we look at colonialism in an African perspective, we always look at complaining, we were suppressed and things like that. But I want to look at the positives of it and how those positives contributed to music. To me, colonialism, besides all the negativities, kind of made the people's mind a sponge which sucks in everything that comes into it, right? In primarily all walks of life. And in this particular instance, I would like to look at the way colonialism kind of colonized this mind, in the sense that they said, okay, your music is good, but let's put it there, and let's bring in other music styles, and the whole world became a smorgasbord of choice, where we've got reggae, we've got rock, we've got classical, Western classical music, we've got Middle Eastern music, and you go to Zimbabwe, you hear all those music styles. So the mind with colonialism created space for all these music styles, and people received it. You go to Zimbabwe, you go into a bar, you see a jazz band back there. They play Take 5. Without colonialism, we're not going to get those things. So that's one of the angles that I'm looking at. And colonialism brought media, both print and electronic media. We were used to oral kind of media, where someone dies, you go outside, you take your bell and gong it, right? And the next person hears it, and you play a certain rhythm to signify funeral or wedding or something like that, or the birth of a child. But media brought print media, newspapers. People learned to read. Radios, people bought radios, or you went to a neighbor who has a radio and you listen to news. And that's how most accomplished jazz players and musicians of Zimbabwe in the 1930s, 1940s learned to play guitars, because they just go to a radio and listen and try things out without formal training. So that way, space was created musically to listen and to observe. I would also like to look at the education that was brought about by colonialism. It brought music literacy. If it wasn't there, I don't think I would be here. I would be busy heading cattle, running around, doing stuff like that. So I appreciate it that way. Yeah, forget about the negativities, man. So those are some of the ideas that I'm looking at. And how is that developed an identity which we have now? If you go to Zimbabwe, there are two very significant lifestyles. You get off the airport, at Harare International Airport, you are like in Edmonton, with all these big buildings and fast-moving cars. You drive, say, for 2 hours outside that, you are in a typical rural area. But you hear the same kinds of music, whether you are there or here. So that whole space, which has been created by this big metropolis, has helped to communicate music out there, right? And you can buy music and you can take it there, and those people, they can bring their own traditional music and bring it into the urban area, and the urbanites still consume. They still have space for all that music. No one is saying, no, we don't want to listen to that. So to me, colonialism brought all these advantages that we take for granted, whenever we're complaining about it. There are music styles. We have learned to appreciate church music. The missionaries came there and they started teaching SATB, soprano, alto, tenor, right? Over and above our own call and response styles, right? These two styles can coexist. So that's another, advantage of having had colonialism in those areas. The other thing is that it provided musical instruments, guitars, electronic equipment such as amps and mixers and stuff like that. Especially now, in the last 10 years, we've had state-of-the-art kind of equipment. You go, a musician at least is able to have their own guitar. Gone are the days when 10 musicians share the same guitar. I've got a gig, can I use the guitar? We had communal instruments. And if it breaks down, there's no business. So some of those things, we really give credit to the way colonialism brought. Yeah, they were forced onto the people. Just open your mouth and eat it, But at the same time, it created space for it. That's our thing, right?
Yeah. Way to bring it around.
Yeah. So, the other thing, it opened, the opportunities for musicians to travel. The colonizing powers became home to some musicians. Right? We've got big musicians from Zimbabwe, like Thomas Nofumo, for example. He resides in Oregon. Right? It's because his music has been accepted in Zimbabwe, and it has also been accepted by the colonizing powers. They brought it into a different world, and people have received it there. That means that whole colonization thing has created, an interface between the different cultures, right? And musicians are traveling, back and forth, sharing all this music, and there's always space for everything. There's space for every different music style. You can go to Zimbabwe today, like what Dan has been doing here and playing around with, what do you call that thing?
Sabagaku?
Yeah. Sorry.
You can go there. You can take it to Harare and you will definitely have people walking and say, what are you doing in that little lunchbox? I would love to see that, They will create space for you, So to me, it has created that the reception has been made so easy by the opportunity to have had lots of different music styles that have been brought about by media especially, and traveling. Also, people have learned to interact, musicians amongst themselves. They've learned to interface and to share ideas. And people are going there to research, and they create space in their homes for you to stay there for as long as you want as you do your research. Right? You're doing music research? You want to study about how people dance in our village? Okay, fine. There's a room that's not the best, but it's there. They create space for musicians to come and do their thing. Musicians have had the opportunity to come here in North America, and they are being invited to come and teach in various music camps. Right? And in those camps, there are people from different walks of life. You see lawyers, you see medical doctors, you see school teachers. They all come there, they create space to learn music from a very small country, and they just want to understand how people. So people come and they share the music with those people who are traveling, and they get to understand all that music too. So in a nutshell, that is some of the things that I'm working on. So maybe in the next encounters, I'll have a real paper that is kind of, But otherwise, I just wanted, to put an idea out there. You want to ask something?
Well, I'm wondering if it's open for questions.